She's got a Barbarella silver swimsuit. And when she needs to shelter from reality, she takes a dip in my daydream. My days end best when the sunset gets itself behind that little lady sitting on the passenger side. It's much less picturesque without her catching the light. The horizon tries, but it's just not as kind on the eye. Arabella's got a 70s head, but she's a modern lover, it's an exploration. She's made of outer space, and her lips are like the galaxy's edge, and her kiss the color of a constellation falling into place. My days end best when the sunset gets itself behind that little lady sitting on the passenger side. It's much less picturesque.
Welcome, gents. Mr. Hemi, Bookshelf Learn, Wolf King, BJ, Singletown Bachelor over there in Europe. Megatron, Stephen from Arizona. Good to have everybody and those that are lurking. Lurking for 300, Trebek. How about today's title? She can only hijack your biology if you don't see through the smoke and mirrors. Men have been bamboozled for centuries, ever since the days of Adam, being bamboozled by the physical, sirenish body and charm of the ladies. What's today's modern day siren? Lots of makeup, lots of hair, lots of eyelashes, lots of breasts, lots of ass, lots of skin. And yet most of it isn't real. It's all smoke and mirrors. The makeup, the extensions in their eyelashes, even their eyebrows. Many women get tattooed eyebrows, tattooed eyeliner, tattooed lips. It's out of control. Men fall when they realize, when they believe that what they're seeing is real. Megatron, women are only meant to be grand illusions. Or her fake up. Fake up is a great word, Singletown. T-Tox is in the house. All the way from North Carolina. Good to have you, brother. Extensions for 300, Trebek. Bamboozled by the giant ass pancake. What is the deal with that? What's wrong with you? What is the deal with the ass implants? Can you imagine having a butt implant and sitting on a chair if you worked in an office all day long? That seems like it would hurt. That would be like a wallet that sticks out like George Costanza's wallet in Seinfeld. Oh, she is back. Good to see you. Bamboozled was going to be the title, Wolf. Initially, I had Bamboozled by her biology. Timmy Kramer had lunch with a bimbo. After my chimichanga was done and hearing about her shit show life, I was done. Thank goodness I don't have a wife. We are in the same boat. Tattooing the eye. Well, here's another thing. And a lot of times women now, a lot of their noses, if you haven't noticed, but a lot of their noses look very similar. They put, I think, dark on the sides and then light on this part, so it looks slender and perfect. But when they take it off, it's an illusion. It's smoke and mirrors, if you think about it. It's crazy. It's crazy town. Microbladed eyebrow is one of my biggest pet peeves. Steven Arizona, he knows what I'm talking about. Got a vasectomy this week. Mayweather Pacquiao fight. Best move I ever made. Good for you. Ishii in Orange County. Costanza reference out there, Jerry. Loving every minute of it. We love our Costanzas. Costanzas and Dahmers are the glasses of the youth today. How many times have I seen George Costanza glasses out there in society? Left the game in 2015, and how's your game now? Much better. Women who have that type of implants are not meant to do work. I've touched me a fair share of implants. There's nothing special to them. Natural is the way to go. If a woman has to put that much effort and money and attention into fixing her body into something that is not, and then men that are bamboozled by it, there's a problem on the man's side. The man should look through that and say, clown makeup for 300, Trebek. Kool-Aid hair is just another red flag, says Mega. Well said. Tattoos mean lost morals. Patriots won. Couldn't agree more. It's pickled again. Remember Super Friends, little annoying leprechaun biatch? Yes. Dane, wake up, take off the mother effing makeup. I don't understand how it's the cake face. It makes me sick. Could you imagine just kissing a gal with all that makeup on? It gets all over your face, all over your everywhere, and it's all full of powder and grossness. I don't understand. Brandon Trueblood, rad catfishing has been raised to a science. Beware the public face. They are raised to lie from the outside in. Well said, Brandon. Streaming every single day. He just wrote the MGTOW Manifesto. FJT is in the house. Smash the like button for our gig of FJT. Good to have him. Check out his channel of in-person live experiences with crazy wackadoodles, leaving him voicemails from all over the world. If you guys want to see what women are like from all over the world, he actually has a section on his page, his channel, that highlights them in live voices. And they're going nuts. So keep them coming, FJT. Au natural is the only way, says Singletown, 100%. Another bait and switch is promising whatever kink or fantasy you have, bringing it up and never delivering on the promise. Then we'll chase that delusion at full speed. What we call those are teases. 100%, Stephen. Banging a lady with a giant tits is kind of cool. Pouncy pounding. There's nothing wrong with natural breasts. Green skin is back. Good to see you. Never had a dame with fake knockers. Must be strange. I've touched me plenty of them. They're very weird. It doesn't feel like you're touching the real thing. There's Moki. He's a funny one. 76 times 4 is a 304. Before my mom cheated and divorced my dad, she changed her glasses, and my dad knew right away something was up. Married men and women study their partners. They know when something is wrong. Happened with me, bookshelf learn. And my ex-wife at the time, was starting to change things up. Brandon is the man. He deserves way more subs. I agree with that. Fortunately, we're all shadow banned on this wackadoodle channels. YouTube, or as Hammer calls it, use tubes. They're afraid no fake up leaves them unnoticeable to the top 10%. When they take that makeup off, guys, it is not a sight for sore eyes. Let's say that. Reverse that. She can only hijack your biology if you don't see past the smoke and mirrors. Well, we're talking about men who fall for a beauty fantasy. They fall for that siren look, and they fall into the honey trap. Yellow Fever Patrol Unit 95, Costanza wallet for 200. That's a great episode. Man who is 6 can't keep the woman who's barely a 3 now, says Betty. Good to see you, brother. You're 100% right. WHO in the house. Greetings to you. Man hands for 300. We go in Seinfeld. There's some red pill in Seinfeld, especially the Kramer. Exactly, Rad. Delusional guys still think that nature doesn't exist overseas. Laughable. Even in South and Central America, I saw cake face. Still unattractive. And then their face is all caked up. And then the neck is like not caked up. And you can tell the clown paint. It's nuts. Brad, what works for me is if you're out in public and someone wants to talk to you, just say no English, watch their head explode, and leave you alone. Works like a charm. You are now an alien. Give it a try. I like to do that in Mexico. I tell them, they'll come up to me and they'll say, hey, where you from? You know, they're trying to get the American tourists. And I said, ich bin stei duba schlampa, and a couple other words, Spiegel. And then they think I'm German. It's their tube, not ours, but we use it. Nick Vincent, well said. Use tubes has shadow banned me both times, and it's fine. What are you going to do? Accept it, move on. I used to call my wife's makeup war paint. Mine didn't wear a ton. I remember she tried caking her eyes once, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? It didn't look good. She goes, I'm tired. I have to put some on to keep my eyes open. When you wake up laying next to a coyote and always say, damn, you little head, not again. Men get in trouble. They think that siren in front of them is real. We all need to sell merkins to desperate women, shave our beards, sell their hair. Heck, 304 sell farts in a jar to small penis Indian men. Who was that chick? What was her name that did that? And she sold her bathwater. Now all pancake makeup needs is the maple syrup. Jimmy, the forever bachelor, I need to bring a scale with me as I meet women. Step up and weigh up nothing over 135. Those are rare. Well, maybe not too rare in Scottsdale. Brandon Trueblood, the man deserves more sub. Yes. Troon lovers stole them by saying they love booty. I don't understand. I mean, even going to the gym late, in the lab, actually not lately, several years, it's these women that do those exercises to make their ass cheeks all fat, like the Kardashians. There's like 4 or 5 exercises I see them all doing. Because they all want fat ass or something. Crazy. Emrad, imagine a man returns home from work and offers a right hand up and says, I'm here for trade. Wow. Some have to get up earlier than you to put their face on. Nick Vincent. I guarantee most women, those 98 percenters that aren't natural, 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes every single day. I was married to one that literally took her 30 minutes to get ready. And she was pretty natural. Brad, no English should work perfect in Mexico. Then again, I have not been to Mexico unless cartels want to mess with you. Cartels mess with you if you mess with them and you stay out of their zones, like Sinaloa. Baja's fine. Mexico City's fine. Just stay off the wacko places. No fat biatches, period. Online dating profile. Best sticker ever invented. No fat chicks. If we could sell a scale, step right up. Hey, if they measure men on 6 foot, 6-pack abs, and 6-figure salaries, couldn't we measure them with the scale? But that's sexist. Victoria's Secret lost all types of money because they let SeaWorld become their main attraction. Damn right. There's Trueblood's channel. Thank you, T-Talks, for putting that up. Brad, you're coping. You've obviously never been to Colombia. Plenty of submissive, faithful virgin unicorns we can marry. Get your passport, dog. I know. I don't. You know what? They're waiting for Brad in South America. They want to be by my side and be there and give me affection and attention and all what they're going to do. Everything opposite the Western women do. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I got a bridge I can sell you in Arizona. So that is the reality. The biology, our biology, is hijacked by the makeup and the bamboozlement by women. You look at a gal walking down the street and her hair, she's got extensions, she's got the mermaid hair, and you're like, man, that's attractive, because we are attracted to women with long hair. We're not attracted to women with short hair. Boy hair. We like long, flowing, gorgeous locks. That's what men like. Women know that. Brad, have you hit up any swanky single bars lately? What are biatches like there? I only have college bars nearby. Most of the bars around here have a bunch of fat women. Most of the ones that are attractive, that are skinny or decent looking, are usually inside Netflix and chilling by themselves or looking in the mirror. See the article I sent you. Women suck so bad at conversations on Bumble. If they like your profile, men will unknowingly be chatting with an AI until the woman. Interesting. You did send that, Stephen. I appreciate that. AI is taking over. Think about if you've got to skirt an algorithm on YouTube. Now you got to skirt an algorithm on these dating apps. Unbelievable. Victoria's Secret is now Victoria's Secret with all the transformers they have hired. I would agree with that. Skating in the cold today, still fun with a couple of brews. The only time it hurts is when you hit that concrete when it's cold. Affection may cause infection. Keep your man's spirits up. Affection may cause infection. Well said, brother. Women education has proved to be cursed for the mankind. Women's suffrage even worse. Well said, Betty. Never understood the short hair trend. I always thought short hair women were lesbians out of the gate. There are a few women that I like with short hair. I liked Mary Stuart Masterson in Some Kind of Wonderful, and it's an 80s flick. There's very few that you can get away with that I've found. I think Halle Berry had short hair at one point. She looked pretty good. She had that bob look. I like that. Don't they get fat when they Netflix and chill? Of course. And they open up the wine. Remember, wine is fine. Wine is considered something bougie. It's not considered alcohol. But in the end, it's ethanol. Women on dating apps, if you can't say more than hi, please move on. I move on. Play the dating apps as you would play slot machines for entertainment purposes only. Every NFL cheerleader has extensions in her hair. That's the truth. And men love extensions. I've gone out with gals with thick extensions. They look gorgeous. They really do. And then you got to realize those are extensions. Those come out or fall apart. You can see the clips. The eyes come off. The lips are tattooed. The face is frozen from botulism. Botox is poison. She has a secret, and it's Victoria's Secret. Well, that's the way they're moving, guys. Wokeness. Dating apps, men to female ratio is 80 to 20. Well said. Carrie Lake looks great with short hair. I would agree with that statement. Overseas versions are monkey branching to you, Mr. Western Man. Female nature is universal. And we wish more men understood that, Mr. Trueblood. I like short hair on women, but the face has to match. Correct. There's a fine line in the gym, too, between fit girls and being too muscular. Too many gym girls are not attractive once they become buffed. Yes. I saw a gal the other day. She had like 9-pack abs. It just didn't look good. Rad, with shit hitting the fan now with dating, the state laws might get crazier to try to sucker us in. They sell sperm jacking kits at Target. I agree, guys. Got to be safe. You got to control your biologies. FJT years ago hooked up with an older lady. Her hair was short. She had an old picture on her refrigerator with long hair. She looked way better with long hair, I'm thinking. Why the F would you cut it? Yeah, a lot of them go that route, FJT, when they get older. They love their comfort food when they're upset. They sure do, Nick. Modern women are not beautiful. They use tons of makeup and 3 Snapchat filters and say she is a 10 when she is a 1. Europe's in the house. Good to see you, brother. There's our FJT channel. I would agree with that statement. 98% of women are just not attractive. You know what makes them the most unattractive? Their attitude. I like 304s with lingerie, like old school, like Ginger Lynn and Porsche and Mercedes and Houston. I train alone in private gym. I don't have to deal with anyone. Good for you, brother. When I go to the gym, I like to go to the gym because it gets me out. It forces me to do something. It forces me to go in and get out. I do have some home weights, and I do every other day. I do a workout here, but I like going to the gym because I like studying the population of people today. And I never look at the gals because if you don't look at them, they get all butthurt. Female nature, she wants the bigger, better deal. The grass is greener on the other side. Becky, you must really be excited to see me. What's in your waistline? What's in your waistline? That bulge. Dating an Olympic level rower, she could do 15 pull-ups, a little too muscular, almost killed me in bed. Shrug. I dated a gal where I hung out with a gal for a month. She was a CrossFit gal, buff as heck. She had some strong legs, I'll tell you that. Bring back Harry Hairy ladies. Well, I like a lady that looks like a lady, right? Scotty Side, our Giga Chad's back. Good to see you, brother. Scotty knows a thing or two about these 304s and gyms. Wait until some blue state defines a legal relationship can be online. Jeez. We'll have OnlyFans girls getting alimony from some sim. I can see that coming. You guys are all wrong. Women are all right. Dang it. Bookshelf Learn. He caught us in delusion. Modern women cut their hair to show a sign. If she got colored hair, she wants to be a 304, and very short hair means she is trying to start a new beginning. Modern women are psychopaths. Most, 98%, I would not be around. How old? There's old prawn stars that are in their 60s. Go figure. Just like Greg Adams, Coach Greg Adams. Now all you ninjas love stretch marks now. Remember that trend where women were shaving the sides of their heads? Wow, and X did that. The lights were off. She put the number 2 buzz to my face. I see a lot of that, yeah. What's it? Is it that showing their masculine side? But men like feminine women that are classy, that are natural, that have a great attitude, that are charming, that are respectful. I put my headphones on and train, get used to training alone. Good for you, Patrix One. You're probably ripped. Disagreeableness is the biggest turnoff. Nick Vincent, couldn't agree more. There's Scotty Sides channel. Scotty every Friday with Ike. They do a live stream. I train alone to avert my eyes from gym thoughts because my gym is at home. Well, if you go to a gym, you just look at the guys. They're staring at the women. Or they're doing like these little secret glances, but the women are recording them. Women Haters Club, Three Stooges. OnlyFans alimony, just like child support right out of your paycheck. That's basically what it is. These guys are simping and sending women basically pseudo alimony. Yeah. Some say once they go gray, you'll never go astray. Ha. If she talks to me like a man, I will treat her like a man. How dare you, Europe? What's the ideal movie character that captures femininity? The wife in American Gangster does it for me. Oh, that is a great Ishi example. How about the chick from the man from Snowy River? Jessica, that was her name. Brunette, Australian. When I walk around in Walmart and see the woman in there, I just need to go to the bathroom. It makes you want to vomit. Had a chick in high school. Her name was Colby, like the cheese. She had half a shaved head, wore the same shirt every day. Sounds like what men do. There's a lot of women out there that think men are abusive and controlling. Right? She probably was some punk chick, or she's trying edgy. Again, it doesn't work. Men have got to look past the biology of these gals. There's nothing feminine about a woman that shaves her head, puts fishing tackle in her face, tattoos, crazy tattoos all over their bodies. We should do a channel. Somebody should do a stream on weird tattoo decorations or images and where they place them on their bodies. You know, there's a Tinkerbell on the back. There's a shot glass on their thigh somewhere. It's probably a 6-inch. There's a Winnie the Pooh. There's a dog paw mark somewhere. There's a fish in the back. There's a wolf somewhere, probably on the chest. There's always a rose on the breast. Actually, what's the Crazy Hot Matrix should do one that like the girl tattoo matrix. That would be funny. When I was in Turkey, a local woman told me she used to party and do drugs. Then she told me that she's a born-again Muslim. I tried to hold my laugh, but it didn't work. Oh, I would have loved to see FJT's face with that. But she's so strong and independent. And she don't need no man. But she's crying on TikTok that she wants a man. Well, they say again, never believe what they say in less than half of what they do. Right? Best description was goth alternative type. The goth chicks in my high school growing up were black. They dyed their hair jet black, and then they wore that white makeup, and then they wore black lipstick and heavy black eyeliner. They didn't have any gauges. Maybe some of them had some nose rings, like the little ring in their nose. If it depends on the girl. Those are hippie chicks, but every now and again, a chick with a nose ring can pull it off. But very, very few, like probably 1/10 of 1/100th of a 1/1,000,000th of a percent. Good night, brother. Kratom or Kratos. If a woman calls you controlling, it's done. It won't end well. Yes. Nose ring is a big sign of a 304. You're 100% right. Timmy Kramer says, where is she? They're pretty traditional women cooking in my kitchen for me. Well, Timmy, she can have any job she wants as long as it's behind a kitchen sink making me a sandwich. Men who still date need to stop banging these freak shows. Nose ring, tattoos, and crazy hair are such a turnoff. I don't think I could arise to the occasion. Stephen, I absolutely agree. I think a lot of these women are turning to Skittles world. They are now attractive to Skittles. Gotta have a neck tattoo. Yeah, the neck tattoo is typically, what's the neck tattoo? There's always some like little teardrops or something. Modern women do think short term, not long term. Winter's coming. You're absolutely right. They're good in bed and crazy. I don't disagree with that statement. They're probably crazy as hell. They'll do anything and go nuts. But man, outside of the bed, that craziness continues and it's even worse. They're going to slash your tire, call your boss, get you in trouble, all sorts of things. The sexiest woman of my generation, rad. Ooh. Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. Still looks good today. If you're going to be in a relationship, it's your job to keep her happy all the time. You'll be her entertainer all the time. Let that sink in. Most men are. They got to entertain her 24/7. The goth chick was in art, pretty good at it. I wonder what became of her. Yep, lots of art and pottery gals. Conduct 623, got to tell me where you're at. I can deal with individual tattoos, but full sleeves are a turnoff. It's because it's a masculine trait, right? I agree. I don't like tattoos, but I can deal with one or two, depending on if they're non-visible. Controlling shows neediness. Women should be able to act in their hypergamous nature and choose the best mate possible. Absolutely. What we have to remember is that hypergamy and female nature and Brie Fault's law is real. It's not going away. When men try to control that, they suffer. Let the woman go and do her thing. If you want to spend a night with the gal, know the risks, know the rewards, vet that woman, understand that woman, make it consensual, have written consensual in it if you can, and see where it goes. But don't think that night that you kissed her is going to end up in some 3 to 4 year goofball romance, that she's going to pick you out of everybody. Just deal with it one time and be done, or 3 times. Let hypergamy be hypergamy, right? The crazy ones tempt you with prom fantasy to trap your ass. Of course they do. They'll do a ton of stuff. Throat tattoos are a thing, yes. And that full-on chest tattoo, it's usually a bird or like falcon wings. I'm seeing that a lot too. The best wife is my air fryer cooking my meals. Silence and peace for 300 Trebek. You can make tater tots in an air fryer very quickly. But crazy isn't always loyal. It's a bad part of it. Well said. The Ultra Sim says, happy wife, happy life. My version is no wife, happy life. I would agree with that statement. By the way, before I chat, I noticed I was unsubbed when I was already subbed. Conduct, well, good to have you back. You will find that you are unsubbed from several channels. The algorithm does not like this message or this group of men helping others. Yes, you're absolutely right, WHO. A good air fryer does help. You can cook mushrooms in it, Brussels sprouts, beans. You can even cook meat. Hypergamy never ends. You'll never be happy, or you can satisfy her, or you can't ever satisfy her needs. Stay single and save your money. Invest in yourself. Take yourself out, date yourself, eat a nice steak. Best person you can marry is the one that you see in the mirror. No wife means a better life. I would agree with that statement because I'm living it. These biatches are satanic now, put a cross on. I bet a lot of them are into the Church of Satan too. No wife, awesome life, says Wolf. Tattoos are a non-starter for me. Tattoos indicate someone who is not happy in their own skin. Huge red flag. Brandon Trueblood, laying it down in Chinatown. Women that typically get tattoos, multiple tattoos, love the needle. They love the pain that they can feel on the external, which is only a manifestation of an internal pain. Usually baby daddy issues, usually addiction issues, usually not loved issues, which a lot of these issues come from family or not having a father or mother around, or the mother was a 304. It's unfortunate that these little baby girls grew up to become who they were today based on the lack of parenting, love, and affection. Most kids today do not have parents because if a father tries to discipline, they are considered toxic and abusive and all sorts of things. So we're going to get what we get. Beta male guys, wimpy boys that are going to turn to AI and Transformers, and women that are going to go Skittles with other ladies. The modern day world of relationships over. Air frying is better than deep frying. I can confirm my Latina ex, super hot and wild. In bed, when I broke up with her, she would stalk me in her exact words. I'm making sure you're not with another woman. No one's allowed to have you. Ah! Dang, FJT. Tats mean I'm too plain. Tats mean they don't love each other. Or love themselves. Slam's back. You can get through anything. Divorce is awful, but it brings out man's true character. I'd agree with that statement, Slam. Slam just did a video today. You guys need to subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Mochi has one tattoo. I don't have problems with men having tattoos because that's what they were designed. The majority, when they first started, were for men. 99% of men only want to level up so they can lead marriage or relationship with money. That's the biggest blue pill ultra scent move of 2023. Well said. The model chick I dated had a sad face tattoo on her back. She was insane, but she was nice looking. Yeah, some gals with tattoos look good, but they're crazy. That Latina belongs to FJT. There's Slam's channel. Thanks, T-Tox. Brad, you're an awesome guy. Would be cool to buy you a beer one day. I'd like to hang out with all you guys. I'm not your average everyday woman. I am different. Never believe what they say in less than half of what they do. Unless you have a good chunk of money and you're a good lay to them, that is the most shallow and best situation for them. When that dries up, must have an exit plan in place. Leave all emotions out. Leave the reason men get tripped up is they follow their emotions. They believe the dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, which we label butterflies and love and warm fuzzies, is pure love. It is not. They are just chemicals, and chemicals dissipate very quickly. Latinas are drama queens for bed, but they destroy your peace, quiet, and freedom. 100%. They are your weakness. My ex-wife and several exes were Latinas. I know they're bad for me, but they get the engine revving. Well, Latin women there's a stigma with them. Very hot and loving and sexual and, all that. She has who said it? She has a Latin temper. Was that Will Ferrell? She has a Latin temper. They're great at emptying your wallet. Well, take a look at the Panamanian chick on 90 Day Fiancé who's getting married to that wacko Gino, and she drains his wallet every episode. Miserably married men will always say to single men, why are you not married? You live miserable like them. Misery loves company. Society hates single, strong men. You're absolutely right about that. Actions of female trump what they say. Again, never believe what they say. Sam Fisher is back. Good to see you. Latinas make my coals smolder. Jennifer Lopez. She's a good-looking gal, right? Black queens are drama queens, but look at Jennifer Lopez. You're absolutely right. A lot of black women are Skittles. Men don't, and a lot of black men do not like dating black women. If you don't like that Donovan Sharp guy, he talks about that. Even though I'm not a fan of his, he talks about how he doesn't date black women because they're nuts. They're mouthy. They're disrespectful. They fight you. Most black men that are with black women, the majority are very beta male men that are walked on by these black women. That's what I've seen on videos. That's what I've seen in public. I mean, I could be wrong. There's an exception to every rule. Worst thing I did while going through divorce, pick me up dancer only for a little while. Then I realized it was coming from a point of weakness. Well said, WHO. I remember meeting a guy and he was in love with this stripper. And I'm like, dude, it's not going to end well. Get out. That's a burning fire. It's actually a 4-alarm fire right now. And he's blinded by his biology. Smoke and mirrors. My postal friend John was trying to help a girl out on his route. She ended up reporting him to the post office. He was just trying to be nice. Well, there you go. Be careful. I got a fever, and the only cure is more peace, quiet, and freedom, and more cowbell. She really, really does love you. She really does, WHO. Brad, it's bugged out banging an older women now. First time. Sometimes I can't get into it. Well, I mean, I agree with that statement. Men like fertile young women. It's proven. A 50-year-old man likes a 22-year-old. That's where his biology tends to. There are decent women that are older, but in the meantime, most men love younger, attractive women. That's our biology speaking to their biology. Her actions show her true face, and her next boyfriend or husband will get the tornadoes 3 times faster. She will abuse and control him. She will drain his energy like a vampire. Feel sorry for the next guy that gets with your ex. You're absolutely right, Europe. I just hate when women scream and be loud. It makes me leave. Yeah, well, we like some docile, quiet, feminine, classy, attractive women that know their place. Redheads or blondes are my weaknesses, but I know about the true nature, so I stay away. There are attractive redheads, but I hear they are crazy. This is an excellent YouTube channel, especially for young men entering adulthood. Young men can and should avoid making deleterious, horrible life mistakes by learning lessons from the mistakes of others. Well said. Thanks, JC, for being here. Appreciate that comment. Modern women are vamps. They suck all your energy. Vampires for 300, Trebek. She's cool, though, low maintenance. A lot of older women, yeah, they don't mess around with the drama. They've been around it already. I hate women who clap their hands when making points during arguments. Boy, that sounds like my ex-wife, Brandon Trueblood. Mine would always say, "You don't talk to me like that." Whenever friends hooked up with someone and said, "You guys are perfect for each other," we never hit it off and had nothing in common. I think my friend hates me. Probably. Doesn't judge me for being an individual skater, artist, weirdo, free thinker. You know, just remove your emotions and you'll be fine, Wolf King. It sounds like you're doing that. To all single men in the chat, if you go to bed, you have to smile because your ex is now a nightmare for her next boyfriend. Ooh, that would make a great bumper sticker. Shizzle me nizzle. Shackle me not. I'm going to read it again. To all single men in the chat, if you go to bed, you have to smile because your ex is now a nightmare for your next. Shit, that is funny stuff right there. That is funny. I'm going to use that on a live stream, Mr. Europe. You guys come up with some good, I mean, I think I've said to everybody, they've got great lines with great bumper stickers. The clapping woman gets my Agent Orange acting up. I have bad responses to aggressive hand moves. Yeah, I can see that causing that to occur. My mom's the same way as any other typical ex-wife. Birds of a feather flock together, Mega, right? Jason Reed from Colorado. Sharon Stone recently released a video saying how hot she is, and she still thinks she is at 65. Her voice sounds like a trucker. Well, that voice gets masculine. The older a woman gets, the more testosterone increases. Whereas men, we lose our testosterone. Isn't that interesting how that works? Remember, boys, all of them have some kind of smoke and mirrors and will crap test you in some form. They all do it. It's in their nature. Scotty side. And I've seen Scotty side in action. He knows what he's talking about. Shackle me not. H Street. You got it. Tony Magnuson. Trying to not dip my pin in the company ink with the redhead my age at the dealership. She is not the prize I am. You remember that, Slam. Modern women are living in an emotional roller coaster. She never knows what she wants. She is acting like a baby. Well, a lot of them do act like 5-year-olds. I'm done with the games. Every woman on the dating app. Play the dating apps as you would a slot machine. Polska's in the house. Good to see Polska. I was on Polska's stream for a minute last night, commenting. Sharon Stone has more miles than a set of truck shocks. I'd still hit her. I don't know. I'm living that fantasy of Basic Instinct. I've always said if I ever run into my ex-wife and she has a new man, I would tell the man, blink if you need some rescue. Hold up 2 fingers for yes and 3 for no. That would be a good mind F. Go up to the guy and, shoulder bump him and say, man, I'm sorry, bro. Sorry you got her. And emotion is their world. That's how they interact with other women. If you show emotion, they immediately see you as feminine. Well said. Well said, Bookshelf. Toothless tattoo biker 304 is the future of the beach, fellas. Couldn't agree more. Sharon Stone, when you're not drunk. Marriage is a blue pill concept. You have to simp to keep her. And if you act up, you go to court. Yes, you do. Your ex is still watching you and she wants to see you fail. She only regrets leaving you if you show her no attachment and your life is better without her. Europe. 10 kill bosses, dick them. They keep coming back for more. Them 304s. There's Polska's channel. Thank you, T-Talk. A lot of women have the hive mind, and they get ready for other women. You can't always win with Lady Luck. It's best with just a man's instinct. Megatron. Polska says, long day, heading home now. Be safe, my brother. Not recommending, but I notice married women are the easiest to nail, especially if she's bored as a stay-at-home wife. I just saw a great movie, which was recommended by somebody, called Held. H-E-L-D. Check it out, about a married couple on their anniversary. That's the movie. They go to a place and there's red pill in it. And there's a sinister man that tries to make them become a good husband and wife. It's very good. Well said, FJT. Don't be fooled by the modern woman, says Sam. I'm going to be in Denver in Monday. Do any of you Colorados want to be on the MGTOW World? Jason Reed is in Colorado. That I know. Sharon Tone is like the retreaded trailer tires. There you go. Trog says, Sharon back in the day, smoke show nowadays looks over smoked. No woman is single. Betty. Polska needs a little rest. He was up late. Normal women took me for a ride. I'm too worried about a professional or sugar baby because they would steamroll all over me. Sugar babies are going to be so demented and so mentally ill in the next 5 years when the older sugar daddies are looking for younger sugar babies. They're going to go Skittles. Men must change their mindset. The unicorn doesn't exist. You can't change a 304 into a housewife, and there are no virgins anymore. Brad, what are your single comforts in life? Something you turn to. With me, it's hiking and biking, working out, playing guitar, cleaning my car, going on walks. I like to go to the grocery store and walk around, watch people. I sent my ex's new person a thank you card. The response was hilarious. The one I am talking about is divorced and told me she hasn't had any action in a minute. Sounds like an invite. Of course. Just say, oh, that's too bad. Sharon Bone smoked sardine poon. I don't know, man. Yeah, she sounds like a trucker, but there's something about her. But you never know. But she got that man voice now. Nah, I'm good. I'll get some sleep. We'll get better. That's the movie, Held. It's on Hulu. Watch it. Very good. Hiking is great. I had a 3-week trip this year. Now it's winter, so I only go to the gym. Good for you, man. Liberal woman with pierced nose and pink wrote in our article, prehistoric women were better hunter than men. That is like 4 police women can arrest a knife stabber at Times Square. You're not wrong, Betty. Being single and eating Pringles. Pringles for 300, Trebek. That's reality. Women are using their biology on OnlyFans as sugar babies, trying to snare a high-profile, high-value male. And there's no such thing as a high-value male that's got a sugar baby. He's paying for it. Now, he's also removing all the drama from his life, but still, A high-value male should snap his fingers like Don Draper in Mad Men and get any woman he wants. He doesn't have to pay for it. But that's the way the modern world's going. MGTOW Outlaws in the house. Good to see you, brother. Check out his channel. I've also worked with married women that got ran through by male coworkers, while her husband is probably somewhere thinking, lucky me, I have such a great wife. Especially military wives. They're the worst. All men need to own and be proficient with firearms because we are heading towards Venezuela or South Africa with massive crime. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Don't act right. There's hoes on a mission and hoes on crack pipes. How you doing? Where you been? Probably doing hoe stuff before the hoe began. Before you hoe again. Men with no experience will say there's a lot of good women out there. Yep, there's also fantasy too. Inherited proclivities for seeking companionship, children, home life were beneficial and therefore selected by survival itself for continuation in the gene pool. Today, the intellect must rule. That is exactly 100% right, JC. Men and women got together to maintain the gene pool and survive. There was no love. There was no emotions involved. She had big hips. You had a big wiener. You knew you'd get 10 kids out of it, and they would help you migrate from land to land, growing crops and making food. Hallmark came and destroyed that. Just saw a nice documentary on a mountain mounted at the Mark Twain house. Was cool and free. Interesting. Check it out. Fangirl's the lowest way to get attention. Yeah, and they're going to be washed up shortly. Bought my first as a Christmas gift. There you go, brother. Learn how to shoot. That's one thing that is a good skill to have. Rad, look up a pic of Sharon without makeup. You'll change your mind. I know I will. She is snapping with her finger and the simp is paying all her bills. We have a big simp problem worldwide. If all men would hold the line, we could destroy feminism. Chicks don't have morals 99% of the time. Get a dog and double down on hobbies. Well said, Slam. Saw many young dudes get slayed by base 304s, married to those lard buckets only to get cheated on at 20 years old. Hold my 40-ounce Mickeys or Schlitz or Steel Reserve. Military wives, Ukrainian women overseas are war brides. The idea of wanting to be with a woman, have kids, and go through life is a nice dream. We all wanted that at one point, but we woke up and realized it became a nightmare and it became really fantasy. Maybe 100 years ago, but not today. Help men avoid the same quicksand, right? In current times, our flexible intellect must reign supreme over hardwired instincts. Well said. And I think that is the whole theme of this channel and this show today. Use your intellect over the biology of bamboozlement. The bamboozlement of ladies through the way that they present themselves to men. They're called sirens. Understand sirens. Those beautiful, gorgeous mermaids sitting on rocks. Some were mermaids and some weren't. Gorgeous. And trapping the sailors to come in, and they would crash upon the rocks and die. That's not an analogy. That is reality today. Rad, my ex has 2 of my blanks. Should I ask to give them back? Only reason I'm not asked because my kids live with her 5 days a week, and I don't know. It's up to you. Mine's afraid of them. She thinks those blank delete people. No, people delete people, right? If your kids are older, maybe you can grab them. Depends on how old they are. If she says her body count is fine, 5, multiply it by 100. Math games for 300, Trebek. Math logic for 300. It seems that it's just prawn banging until old age nowadays. There's very few women, 1 to 2%, I think are decent. I met a couple. If you can afford it, it would provide great security, edge, night vision, good budget. Monocular is about 500. There you go. Some say legalizing sex work in the USA would be a good thing, but I think the USA would F it up and things would be worse now. I think 304 inflation would dramatically increase. I know there's cities now that don't even worry about that. They could care less. They just turn their back on everything. I mean, you can go to Nevada and get it. Ty M is in the house. Just barely watched a vid with a woman saying she don't want to be taken out to no food, no movies unless you're paying her rent straight up. It's beyond insane. Well, at least she's transparent. She ain't getting men. Well, she'll get a couple simps. Life is about dopamine levels. What having wife and kids really offers, if you measure your dopamine, you'll still end up in the dust. Well, it's going to lower your dopamine. I'm going to tell you that. There's a lot of PTSD from marriage. I would agree with that statement, Slam. I got a Cabela's a half a block or a quarter mile from me. Beware of the potential for false alligators, the fake insincerity of love bombing, accidental pregnancy, and the diabolical nature of some people. Know the risks and the rewards, right, JC? Got to understand that, men. Aren't you glad you've been able to see the other side and have to? Yes. Greatest gift I was ever given by the ex was when she filed for divorce. I didn't see it at the time, though. Men need to learn to live alone. If you learn self-mastery, your life is becoming 100 times better. Well said. Best nation on earth is Singapore right now, where every button works and no BS is tolerated. See you later, Polska. What if feral hogs took over the South? Well, they could. The simp pays and the Chad stays. Or the simp pays and the Chad lays. I got a big schlong with a curve. That's all you deserve. Biatch, I'm broke. Well, do the Costanza. I'm bald, unemployed, and live in my parents' basement. Remember that episode? Yo, Rad, what were the clues your wife was tricking on you? Oh, she became different. Something was up. She was dressing different. She was acting different. It was more behavior than anything, you know? So, but she said a couple times, you know, like a couple of her work colleagues, male nurses, oh, he cheats all the time. She would bring up cheating a lot. I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. Didn't see it at the time, but now I know. FJT dodged a bullet. He happier than a pet raccoon in a garbage can behind the tasty freeze. Never allow another person to do your thinking for you. Know thyself. There are limits to everything. Don't be your own worst enemy. Great advice, JC. Yep, same thing happens. But you know what? It is what it is. The only thing that I struggle with is the kids. They've suffered in their own particular ways. And I never had the idea of getting married, having kids, for them to have two different separate households. Yeah. And I think everyone with kids can agree with that. I agree with you about her giving you liberation from the plantation. I thank my ex for that. It's really hard to see in the beginning, isn't it? You suffer, you feel rejected, but then you slowly wake up. And if you can get back to what you like to do, you're going to start seeing those dividends pay off. It's going to take a while. I think once you start getting disrespected, it's over. I was too naive to. That's another thing. A lot of disrespect in the end. A lot of condescending tones, things like that. It's your life and you do the thinking for yourself. Don't let anybody railroad you. Well said, Megatron. What would you do if you could do it all over, Rad? Graduate high school and I would travel the world. That's what I would do. Work little odd jobs here and there. Maybe work for a year at some office, stack a bunch of money, buy no houses, have very little debt, and just travel the world. Put a backpack on and just have experiences. And not have kids or ever marry. I think there were less divorces in old time because there were no internet, social media, so people had less opportunities to monkey branch or cheat. Well said, Patriots. I agree with that statement. If a man goes to family court, he will lose everything, so marriage makes no sense. I was the lucky one who paid for it. I had a great attorney. She got 50-50 and I got 50-50, which is pretty rare, and no alimony. The trick with mine was she bought matching underwear. Nice, sexy stuff. Interesting. Yeah. I remember, well, I won't get too deep into it, but part of her anatomy changed, was removed, if you know what I mean. The trick with mine, and that is the trick, it was smoother than rougher. There was no more when there was more. For every good path that can be taken in life, there are 1,000 paths of ruin. Proceed with caution. Guys, understand the risks and the rewards. Understand the risks of following your feelings, your emotions, These warm fuzzies that you think are real, they're not. They're not real. It's your fantastical version of your mind connecting with your gut, because that's how we communicate between the brain and the gut, emotional feeling state. And we're translating that as we're translating those feelings, those chemical interactions as loyalty, fidelity, friendship, companionship, love. That's not what they are. And it took me a long time to understand that. What's your favorite cartoon growing up? Bugs Bunny. Shut up! Looking back, I knew my ex was cheating when she accused me of cheating all the time. And then when she requested new things in the bedroom, it was clear. Where did she learn these new tricks? Oh, absolutely. If they bring cheating up, in fact, she brought that up in our divorce. She says, well, having an affair, the court doesn't take that into consideration. I mean, it's like, you just laid it down in Chinatown, but I knew it before that. Slam Cave, Jonathan Noble's relationship schematics is the only, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I have no problem with that. Picking fights over nothing, huh? That's what they do. Yeah, because they know deep down they're guilty. That crazy 304 I was dating in New Mexico was checking her phone in bed early in the morning. She was looking for some attention. She divorces you. She is the problem, not you. It was her choice. She will never be happy with anyone. No. She can't be happy with the man and the father of her kids. She'll be happy with nobody. Woody Woodpecker for 300 Trebeks. Conduct 623. I gave whole house and car to her because first it was not that expensive, maybe 110 grand. And I did not want my sons to drag through this. They were too small. Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to look at the sacrifice. You got to jump over. Sometimes you got to jump over dollars for pennies. But if you think you did the right thing, good for you. Bugs Bunny eating carrots. Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam for 300. I'm the fastest gunslinger in the West. And then Bugs Bunny's in the back of the bar and he tips his hat and he says, shut up! Looney Tunes, you can detect cheating if you see her phone. Thousands of bad paths, the compass like these guys, MRAD, Hammer, SSM, Sandman, and others. I appreciate that. I mean, we're just trying to steer men out of the quicksand, out of the danger zone. I hope they're tuning in too, JC. Nowadays, these PUA channels saying that all women cheat, they turn around and tell you to shut up, deal with it, and still get married. You're not a real man. They want you to hold frame at the door, FJT. Voltron, Robotech, Dungeons and Dragons. I never played Dungeons. I don't even know how that's played. They can handle no attention. You win if you win. Realize that. They don't like when they don't get attention. That's the greatest way for a man to win. Give them nothing. Lady Skittles have the highest divorce rate for the same behavior they accuse men of. Men aren't the problem. Isn't that interesting? No men around and they're still getting divorced. No men around and they're still fighting. No men around and they're still the DVs, the false alligators. No man around. How does that work? Highest divorce rate. No man around. Please explain it to me. The dating roaches are just trying to take your money. And it's sad because there's a lot of beta male young men out there that literally are being bamboozled to believe that there is a world where they can exist with lots of ladies. I don't think my wife cheated even though she was looking for a better option, but I could see she was bored of mine, her friends. You can do better. You go, girl. You go, girl. I don't need no man. He's such a jerk. Well, yeah, hive mind, man. When divorced women hang out, be careful. There is no frame in divorce court. The only frame in divorce court is the metal detectors you walk through. It was a cartoon back in '83. I wouldn't know, guys. Interesting. RP Anomaly, good to see you in the chat. Modern women are always playing the V card. She was doing nothing. She was an angel, her ex-husband, her boyfriend. It's always the same. Why'd you get divorced? He was abusive and controlling and abusive. He abused us. Nah, he tried to tell you he was tired of you spending all of his money on useless and ridiculous products, not being respectful, not being a companion, not being a partner in raising kids, putting everybody else first, looking at your phone all day, sitting in front of the mirror, not taking care of your wifely duties, not making food, not cleaning, not taking care of the car, not alerting you that there was an issue with the car brakes, not telling you that the car engine, check engine light came on. You failed at every possible partnership. Again, familiarity breeds complacency. Complacency breeds contempt, and contempt breeds destruction of any relationship. We should have a new Marvel hero, Mr. Abusive. Can you believe it? He shows up. Hi, I'm Mr. Abusive. My ex-wife ran when I called out her drug ad and safety of the kids. I'm glad you did that, Slam. You made it. Slam made a video today about that. Go check out his channel and watch it. Another thing, I got started to get disrespected a lot, even in public. Like I was just a retard. Hand movement, eye rolling, all the red flags, of course. Just like that, just like me, Betty. Brad Pitt could not even make it work. Go figure. He's worth $500 million. But his ex-wife was a nut. I can't stop laughing sometimes, Rad, when these crazies start accusing you of shit. How dare you? How dare you? 304s of a feather flocked together. My ex's friends were major 304s after the divorce. One came onto me super hard, but it felt suspicious, so I didn't pursue it. I thought it would have been a great lay. Sure. My wife had some friends that I wouldn't mind throwing down with. Marriage has often become the means of harvesting a man. Truth. I saw the end when I was in high school, in the hospital, about to die, and I accidentally saw her text message where she was talking to her friend that she is more worried about life insurance than me. Oh, it's unfortunate, brother. But we got your back. School system weakens men. Everything is about following orders and following the woke agenda and following women, because 95% of all teachers are women. The biggest red flag are single moms or single women who work worldwide. They get pumped worldwide. You're right. Travis in the house. Our local church is a single mothers group for women to sit around and cackle about how crappy their partner was. They even help fix their cars. Gossip everything except accountability. Good to see you, Travis. Check out Travis's stuff. He's got some great music as well. This has been a great live stream. I'm going to cut it off. You guys have been wonderful with great comments and everything. Appreciate y'all being here. And till next time, rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, men first. I'm out.